The war drags on, and it's rather depressing. The the war and the psychology of leadership in wartime, both depressing on the one side, well, actually also inspiring. On the one side, you've got the president who travels in humility to the Vatican, extending his hand to adversaries and embracing diplomacy, however thankless. And on the other, you've got a leader who flings drones and ballistic missiles at cities, posturing with theatrical threats and invokes terror as a tactic. Which one is which? Can you guess? Yeah, of course you can. In this context lies a moral geography that we should traverse. One road winds towards peace and the other spirals into madness. Yesterday, President Zelenskyy of Ukraine attended Pope Leo XIV's inaugural Mass. One would have forgiven him a moment of splendour, of basking in sympathetic applause as he appeared on the forecourt of St. Peter's Basilica. Instead, Zelenskyy chose to meet and engage civilly with J.D. Vance, the vice president, who previously berated him in the Oval Office about what he was wearing and accused Ukraine of provoking war. That, I would argue, is the essence of statesmanship, not triumphalism, not theatre, but the capacity to listen, even to those who have been discourteous. And Zelenskyy himself said, following the 40-minute audience in the US ambassador's residence in the Vatican after the inaugural Mass, Ukraine is ready to be engaged in real diplomacy. We reaffirm the importance of a full and unconditional ceasefire as soon as possible. He met Vance and Marco Rubio, not for photo opportunities, but to press Ukraine's case. Not simply for weapons, but for justice. Zelenskyy, in short, goes the extra mile, quite literally, to build bridges, to forge peace, even when it's the people who would gladly pull those bridges down. Now, turn to Vladimir Putin. While Zelenskyy knelt in St. Peter's Basilica, Putin paraded through Sverdlovsk region with an RS-24 Yars intercontinental ballistic missile, a weapon capable of delivering nuclear warheads across continents. Why? Not for defence, not for deterrence, but to send a message to Ukraine, to Europe, to NATO. It's a missiler's memo. We can do anything. Fear us. This isn't military strategy. This is semiotics laced with psychosis. And Russia's launch is being marketed as a training and combat drill. But make no mistake, it's designed not for training or combat, it's for intimidation. These missiles, the same wheeled through Red Square on May the 9th, are pointed not just at Kyiv, but at the very idea of international order. And in the same breath, Putin declares that Russia has the strength and the resource to finish what it started in 2022, though he artfully admits what that end might be. A logical conclusion, he calls it. It's a chilling phrase. Logic for Putin is measured in rubble. It's not logic at all. It's aggression. It's revenge. It's spite. And it's power. In the early hours of Sunday, Russia launched 273 drones against Ukrainian cities, the largest single drone attack since the war began, at a time when it was ostensibly still engaged in sort of just finishing peace talks or ceasefire talks or whatever. It's a statistic so grotesque that it borders on the surreal. What kind of peace offer ends or begins with 273 drones? One cannot help but observe the madness in it. There are two types of warfare, one that seeks to achieve a political goal and one that forgets what that goal was in the first place. Zelenskyy enters the Vatican clutching the cause of peace. Putin sends kamikaze drones clutching what exactly? His groin? A memory of empire? A hallucinatory map? The weekend also saw an intriguing intersection of diplomacy and dysfunction. While Zelenskyy met US officials in Rome, European leaders from Britain, Germany and France scrambled to secure a conversation with Donald Trump before his planned phone call with Putin. This isn't diplomacy in its finest hour. This is diplomacy on life support. European leaders fear what Trump might say or promise or betray. For them, Zelenskyy is a known quantity, rational, disciplined, committed to sovereignty. Putin, by contrast, is a rogue actor in a bad play, shaking a nuclear prop, refusing a ceasefire, muttering about eliminating the causes of crisis. The cause, of course, is him. The cause is Putin. Putin is the reason for this mess. What we are witnessing is not simply a clash of armies, but a contest of mentalities. One, simple, clear, restrained. The other, mad. Zelenskyy embodies restraint, dignity, and moral endurance. He speaks to those who insult him. He walks into rooms where he's outnumbered. He asks the world not for pity but for peace. Putin, meanwhile, displays all the hallmarks of an autocrat in decline: paranoid, performative, dangerously unhinged, dead. His military doctrines are not shaped by strategy but by spectacle. His diplomacy is not led by logic but by intimidation. In this tale of two presidents, or more if you take in all the doppelgangers, only one appears to be sane. And I would suggest only one deserves the support of those who still believe that peace is not merely the absence of war, but the presence of justice. Let the record show. Zelenskyy went to Rome with an olive branch. Putin answered with a missile. There is madness here. There is evil here. And it's not Zelensky's.